Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
It's the Thaunties. So it must be Thauntie Thursday. Hey. Welcome to Thauntie Thursday.
I love it.
Don't you love Thursday?
I love Thursdays.
No,
Baby
you do.
Friday.
Thursday is great. But what up, y'all? We are the Thaunties. We are a talk show from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm your co-host, Fee.
I'm Mika J.
And I'm Foxay.
And today we have a guest, Chef Michael with KMS.
That's right.
The KMS Culinary?
KMS Culinary.
I love that.
Culinary is in the building. So, Chef Mike, when you heard, hey, it's this talk show called the Thaunties, these girls, these ladies that call themselves the Thaunties, they want you to be on the show. What did you think a Thauntie was?
I thought it was what it sounded like it was.
It was what it was.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the end of the
Right.
day.
I said, I can read now. It says Thauntie, don't it?
Like, yeah.
But yeah, I just, I thought it was what it was. And after doing some research, and I like what I saw.
Yeah, good.
Yay.
We appreciate that. And for y'all tuning in at home, and this may be your first experience of being Thauntie, you're probably also saying, well, what is a Thauntie? Well, Thauntie is a term of endearment for a mature, confident woman with a turn up in her spirit. Yes. We are very responsible. We grown. Our kids is grown, even.
Almost.
And we drink top shelf liquor. We like it. That's what we like. We like to have a good time.
Sure.
I think Thauntie is finding a good balance.
Yes.
We are very balanced people.
Balance.
For sure.
But the most important thing is we still hot.
In
The
these
hot-ass
streets.
Thauntie.
Yeah, you can't be hot. You can't be a Thauntie if you're not hot.
We are hot. But we are so glad
Yes,
that you are
we
here
are.
with us for
Yes.
this week on Thauntie Thursday. And this is what we do every Thursday. We get together, have a few cocktails, talk about some hot topics, give a platform to Black-owned businesses and people in the Louisville community who are doing great things and have great platforms and organizations and things that they want to share. So we're just trying to help each other.
Yes. And Southern Indiana.
Where did that come from?
We don't just have Louisville businesses. We've had a Southern Indiana business.
She's from Louisville.
She's not from
She's
Louisville
located
anymore.
in there. She's
Wait.
located in Louisville.
She lives in
Indiana.
Louisville
It's all
and
the
Indiana
same.
also. So
Yeah.
there we
Indiana's a
go.
weird place.
I
don't know about
that.
Oh, I
but
forget.
Indiana?
I forget. You are partly a Hoosier. You have Hoosier.
A little bit.
She does. She does.
You have Hoosier. I forget. And I got friends in Indiana.
I
got family
don't do
in
Indiana.
Chef Mike, don't it just feel weird?
If I'm in
What does
Indiana,
it feel like?
if I'm in Indiana, it's a
weird.
mistake.
Oh, you just drove over the bridge.
Yeah,
And now you done had to pay $16 in tolls.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get off.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know it.
We-
But
I got some right now.
You better pay them because they would not let you get your tax
should.
renewed.
They should.
Head up,
No.
yeah.
They
They
don't
don't.
pay
They will
them
not
the
let you
toll.
have your tax renewed if you don't pay them tolls.
But did
No,
you know
ma'am.
the trick? The trick is to have an account, and as long as you keep $20 in that account at all times, you don't have to pay late fees, or your tolls are cheaper.
They are
That's the trick.
cheaper,
So
yeah.
get an account, yeah. But I managed Enterprise Rental Cars, assistant manager at Clarksville, Indiana, and then I was a manager of New Albany, Salem, and Corydon.
And who's the Hoosier? Okay.
But what I'm about to say is that place was weird.
She just
You
worked
live
off.
there. Step for wife.
That
Man.
place was weird. It was weird. And a little Ray racist.
Well, that was a long time ago, though.
Still today. It ain't changed.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to agree with that.
Yeah.
Because we want you to watch our show, Indiana, so
Yeah.
don't listen to her.
I know. Yeah. Mhm. But Chef Michael,
Yes.
introduce yourself to the people.
I am Chef Michael. I'm the owner and executive chef of KMS Culinary. And we do a myriad of things, everything from event catering to private chef to food styling. And now we do mentoring and consultations for restaurants and other catering business. We have catering companies from across the country that come in and spend some time with us and mentor. Yeah.
You the man. I know, like, I've watched your videos.
I know.
From a baby shower, and it just looks like the most luxurious event that I have ever
It looks like I
seen.
could never afford this.
That's what it looks like.
It looks like, ooh.
This is out of my price range.
I mean, I'm scared to even just ask, like,
What is the typical cost?
You know what?
Man, y'all
really
gonna get right to it, huh?
I don't mind. It really just varies, and here's the thing. When you tell me, like, if we're doing a baby shower, when you call me up and you ask me, can you do our baby shower? Then I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions like, well, tell me how you feel about it. Tell me about the colors. What's the baby's name? How'd y'all come up with that name? It was my grandmother's name. Oh, did you live with your grandma? I want to kind of get a really good feel, kind of the emotion
I love it.
and the spirit of the event. That way I can personalize it. Because quite honestly, the one thing you'll never see from Chef Michael and KMS is duplicates. Like whatever event I create for you, you'll never see it again.
I love
That's dope.
Yeah.
I love it.
that is so
that's
Chef
dope.
Michael, so say if we wanted something on this plate in front of us. So first of all, tell the people what we
is
have.
in front of
And first, let me give a disclaimer, because I know y'all probably think they fat asses just want to just keep eating. And that's not it. We like chefs, and they are our friends. And we want to give them exposure, because y'all going to be calling talking about, who can I get to do my wedding? Here you go, Chef Michael, watch our show.
Boom.
What you got?
Okay, so what we have on the plate today is some Chilean sea bass, and it was butter basted. And I also made a caviar and herb butter over top. And then I had a potato mash, which I added a little bit of Parmesan, as well as some mascarpone cheese, and some broccolini, and a few pomegranate seeds.
Okay, like, I think we should give it a try. Yes. So if we wanted something like this for an event, is this more of like a high-end menu?
Yeah, for the most part. I would say anytime that you incorporate, compound butters,
caviar.
sea bass, and caviar, then you're kind of getting into the upscale. And something like this would probably be a plated meal at a wedding. But here's the thing, and I tell everyone this as far as my service is concerned. We have a saying, and it's, from caviar to collard greens, we got you covered.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
like
So I don't cook like this all the time, but it gives me.
how
the-
it's flake?
Yes.
Yeah, it's butter basted, so it's. Got it? Okay.
Oh my God. Chef Michael,
Yeah.
you ain't play
No, I don't play at all.
at all. Oh my God. So when you say compound butters, what's that mean?
That means that I created my own butter.
Oh my gosh.
You created your own butter?
Yeah. So what I did was I melted, or really just softened, some unsalted butter, which gave me a blank canvas, and I just added some things, mixed a few things in
Holy
there as well.
crap-a-rooney.
And those are kind of spritzed with a little bit of lemon juice and some lemon rind as well.
So what does the pomegranate do?
Well, it does a couple things. There's a little bit of a sweetness to it as well, and also I did a little bit of a raspberry compote on there, so that's a little sweetness on the fish. But the pomegranate seeds gives a little bit of texture because everything there is kind of soft.
Yeah.
So your pomegranate seeds will give it a little bit of a crunch, and it'll give you a little bit of a color punch or a color pop to it as well. So.
I like it.
You like that?
When the pomegranate
it's very tender. It's
so
very, very moist.
Fluffy.
This is so good. Not fluffy. Is that a word you would use to describe it, Chef Michael? It's fluffy?
Fluffy? Not at all.
I don't care.
But it sounded good, and if you felt like it, then we're all good.
What's fluffy?
The fish.
Marshmallows.
Right. That's a fluff. This is really good.
This
Thank
is
you.
so good.
So, okay, so let's talk about caviar.
Sure.
I don't know. What does it taste like?
Okay, well, grab you some butter.
Let me see.
Most
See, I just
caviar
wanna
will
taste it.
have a salty, briny taste to
Okay.
it. This is Osetra, so it's one of the more high-end ones, and it's this white sturgeon. But I'll tell you what caviar does to a meal. It just really just kind of elevates the taste, because there's a verbiage called umami, and umami gives you what it describes as all of the senses of flavor, and that's what you try to do with all of your foods if you can. If you can hit them from your sweet, your salty, your sour, your mild, everything. Just
And you said the word is umami.
umami.
Well, the next time I do ask me to describe myself, that's what I'm gonna say.
Oh Lord, I love it.
Umami, honey, all of them, honey, all of them. All of them.
Y'all all right over here?
No, they're not all right.
Awful. What is wrong with her?
Yeah, because you know what? It's kind of like almost like being a Sour Patch Kid. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm a grouch, sometimes I'm crappy, sometimes I'm turned up. I'm umami. All of them.
And there's a little bit of bones in there, not much.
I know. I've had a couple.
I did too.
Yeah, there's a few.
Don't y'all sit there and get choked.
Yeah.
That's what you, Foxy. You the only one can save us.
Now the skin on the
That's
bottom,
right.
the skin of course is edible. It's got a tremendous amount of fat in it, and that's part of the
Good
reason.
fat?
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why the fish is as moist and tender as it is, because that fat kind of locks it in as well. So
This is delicious. So I was telling you earlier, like I did have a sea bass before, and you could taste it that it was sour at like first bite. So how do you know when your seafood you shouldn't eat it? Like it's not good.
well, the great thing about seafood, quite honestly, is more than other foods, it'll tell you because it's loud. I used to work at UPS back in the day, and we would get in big packages of live lobster. And with live lobster, if you've got a pack of like 10 of them and one of them dies, it kills all of them.
All of them.
You know what I mean?
For real?
Oh, yeah. And the smell is just horrific. And you can just really, really tell. And that's the great thing about with seafood in most cases. You can tell right off, so.
And so really we should live our life like the lobsters, right? Like if you got a talkative person in your group, you got to kick them out or kill the whole group because it's going to smell bad.
Well, you know what? It's going to smell bad.
Just let her
I
go.
wasn't expecting that. But I'll tell you this. We try to. I'm trying to keep going on. She said it's going to make the group smell bad. You don't want that.
You don't want that.
You don't want that in
You
your
don't want
room.
that.
Oh gosh.
No.
I'll tell you this from a business standpoint. As many things as I've gone through to have our business be successful, the minute that I have someone that is either in our circle or trying to be in our circle that is not positive, they got to go.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it in a mean way. It's just we're not, you know what it is?
We're not compatible.
We're just not compatible. And you know what it is? Most people believe in what their experiences in life tell them to believe in.
Yeah.
They just do, and that's kind of a
Very
natural
true.
thing. Me as a Christian and man of God, I believe in I can accomplish all things through Christ.
I know it.
So what that tells me is that if I have a dream or I have something that I want to do, and you ain't at least saying, all right, well let's try it, then you're gonna be in the way. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been cooking?
All my life.
All your life.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Tastes like it.
It does.
We say it tastes like
It
it.
tastes like it.
No, you just didn't start yesterday.
July. July what? Yeah, July. No.
Crazy.
No. See what it is my father was a well-known chef in New York.
Oh.
So I started cooking, really at 3-4 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I couldn't
3
reach
or 4 years?
Yeah, I couldn't reach the counter.
I love
So
that.
he would put a stool.
Yeah.
And then my mother would be like, well, he can wash dishes now. He got a
Right.
stool.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you got a
stool, so he can wash dishes.
Use that stool for more than watching your
Yeah,
daddy.
exactly. So, I was with my dad a lot. And then my mother was a well-known caterer here in Louisville in the late 90s for a long time. But what my father and my mother would do is in the summers when I was little, they would send me to South Carolina. Well, my grandparents had a small farm.
Oh, yeah.
So I would picking beans, shucking corn.
Oh, wow.
You know, I killed my first chicken at 6, 7.
Oh,
wow.
You know,
Yeah.
Started learning how to butcher animals. So that's why when I talk about caviar and collard greens, and that's where a lot of that comes from. Because, like I said, it's all good to have a very good executive background, but especially from a Black perspective, you really need to know about your roots, and how this started, how macaroni and cheese came from macaroni pie, and that rice didn't come from.
Macaroni pie?
Yeah, see, in the Low Country, that's what a lot of the slaves made over a kettle fire in a pot. It was called macaroni pie, and it was a pasta with cheese, and that's how macaroni and cheese started.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did they make their own pasta?
Huh?
Or did they make their own pasta too?
Yeah, I mean, you can make that from semolina. It's not that hard.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. Because we're talking about, we're talking about way back.
Right.
I mean? So,
Just make your own.
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. I just said that like it wasn't nothing.
You
but-
definitely did. You definitely did.
And and I think it's really good, and that's kind of one of the things I think that separates me and our crew is, number one, I like to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then number two, I love this so much. You know what I mean? So I'm a student of the game as well as, a teacher. So I'm always trying to learn and, always trying to teach because I love this so much. For me, when I'm tired, how most people say, well, I'm going to go to bed. You know what I do when I get tired? Start cooking.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I bet your wife just loves it.
Yeah, but you know what's cool about her though is she'll be honest. So she'll tell me when something sucks.
Okay. Yeah.
know
But that's what you need.
Yeah.
You gotta have that.
Yeah.
But I bet you try a lot of things out on her.
Every
right?
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
every
and
day.
so that would probably. I mean, my struggle because I don't really like new stuff. I'm like, fix that same thing you fixed that.
I want yesterday's meal.
Do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm teaching myself new techniques, I mean, I may make the same thing every day for 6 months.
Oh wow.
You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
like
that.
And and then she'll critique me on it, and and we'll go from there. She's not. She, from a knowledge-based standpoint, she doesn't know as much about, culinary arts as I do. But if you say it don't taste good, then it don't
That
taste good.
part,
Right?
yeah.
I mean, it
I
just
don't care
don't-
how much skill you got.
Yeah.
Right,
It don't taste good.
So.
Yeah, what you do got is taste buds.
There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly. And there's so many different, ways, and food is evolved, and cooking is evolved, and your taste buds and your palate's refined as you
Yeah.
grow older. So there's so many things out there. And what we like to do when our drink gets a little bit lower, we like to do what we like to call drop it like a Thauntie.
Uh-oh.
We talk about hot topics. And I think, a hot topic is, we can just kind of run some of the new trends by you
Sure.
and get an executive chef's opinion
Sure.
on what's going on. So what do you think about the air fryer?
Okay, so my son bought me one back in 2018.
He brought you one.
Yeah.
like, "Dad, you
and
need this."
it is still got the receipt on it,
Oh.
and it's still in the box.
Sorry, son.
But it's
Right.
but this is the thing. I mean, from a convenience standpoint, it's a great thing to have.
Yeah.
But air fryers to me are kind of like microwaves to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I don't use them
You rather heat stuff up in the oven?
on the stove. You give me an iron skillet and some olive oil and some butter, and I can cook anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, anything with an iron
Oh,
skillet.
it sounds like it's gonna be
I
good.
look-
But I really
Why was the first thing I thought of cornbread?
I think of a fried bologna sandwich. I bet that's good with some butter.
Fried bologna,
With some garlic.
bologna, egg, and cheese.
Why are we over here fat? I was just so you know she's from the country, so it comes out quite often.
Did you see how she looked at when she said bologna? She's like, bologna, egg, and cheese.
A bologna sandwich, baby, with some garlic and some butter and probably a Texas toast.
Yes, God.
And what did you call that? Mascarpone cheese?
mascarpone. Let's try that on the.
I don't know if that goes
on
with
the
bologna. I don't think that goes with
bologna steak.
What? A bologna steak, exactly. What is mascarpone anyway?
Mascarpone is like almost like a blank canvas cheese, almost like for lack of a better term, it's somewhere between cream cheese and say a ricotta. but it melts like butter.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I
said,
use it
but just
in
how it mashed potatoes up.
risotto, you know, and all kinds of things. It just gives it a really good velvety kind of a taste.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, is it hard to, because now there's so many dietary restrictions, like when you have events, like how do you cater a large event and still try to cater to
Meet the needs of everyone.
Yes.
Sure. Well, normally what happens is when somebody calls me and they're, you know, they got 100, 150, you know, guests coming for a wedding, we have a series of questions that we'll ask that kind of catch virtually everything. You know what I'm saying? And with dietary needs, it's one of the last things that I always talk about, you know, because if we need to make, you know, special meals for these people or we just not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
You know, you've got vegetarian, vegan, and I tell you, this is the funny thing. Most people don't know what they are. You know, they just kind of say stuff. We had a lady at the Harrods Creek thing this past weekend. She came up to me, and we had the lamb meatballs and the Asian meatballs, and what else? Oh, and barbecue meatballs. And she said, "Are any of these meatballs turkey?" And I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "Because I'm a vegan." I said, "If you don't get out of my face right now with that."
You said it? I'm gonna cut you out in the
I said, ma'am.
Because I'm a vegan. And you're
I
not.
was just like,
No.
oh, you know what? I said, no, we don't have anything like that. But you know, in all seriousness, the thing is the more needs that you can meet, the better of a caterer that you are. So not only just the dietary stuff, but when we do weddings, we have individual servers. It's like if you're getting married, we put a server on your mom and dad.
She is in 2025.
Oh, are you really? Okay, well, congratulations congratulations on me being your caterer.
Do you
Thank you.
Do you know any grooms?
Huh?
Do you know any grooms?
Now I gotta do that.
Yes.
You gotta find a groom. Bring the food
Listen,
and the groom.
I'll get my assistant. She'll get you one. She'll find it. She can do everything else.
She's great.
Yeah,
She is
thank
great.
you. Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. But you know, the more that you can get, the more personal. Like I said, we'll put servers on your parents, the pastor, and then when you all get back to the hotel that night, I'll have one of my staff bring you your favorite meal to the hotel.
You know what?
all
That's-
kinds of stuff.
Hey, baby. I'm going to
Because
listen,
listen, on your wedding,
You don't
the
have time to
wedding
eat.
Don't eat.
Most
No.
of them don't.
That is a special
They just
touch.
do not
Yeah.
eat. They don't.
They get
Yeah.
a plate, but they just they don't
you
be-
come
they
in
don't
here
go
because you don't have time because you're
Everybody's talking
entertaining
to you.
everybody. Yeah.
You know, because Aunt Bessie and Cousin Pete keep coming up to your table, and
Yeah.
you know, and everybody wants to say hi and congratulate you and all that stuff. And most of the time, it's
And
so
you
much.
probably corseted so tight,
Yeah.
baby, you can't eat in that dress.
It's a lot of nervous energy. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
for sure.
so you know, we try to take care of, you know, as many things as possible. We had a wedding last year where my assistant basically had to take over everything for this young lady because she didn't have a wedding coordinator.
Oh, wow.
So she called me up and I just kind of heard something in her voice and I said, "What's wrong?" And she just started crying. And I just told her, I said, "Okay, so this is what we're going to do." I said, "My assistant's going to call you today and you're going to tell her everything you need and we're going to get this rolling and you're going to stop crying."
That was so nice.
You are really a blessing. Not
Well, we try
only
to
do
be.
you cook, like,
He said, "I can do all things
love
through Christ who
That's what he
strengthens me."
said.
That's what he
That's
said.
That's what he said.
that's what he said, that's what
That's
he do.
what he said.
That's
love
what he do.
Yeah. We, you know, like I said, we just try to, you know, I think more than anything, we just want to continue to be unique. You know, I was talking to a caterer up in Detroit, and he was telling me about how much competition there was in his area with caterers, and he was like, he asked me, he says, "Well, how do you deal with competition in Louisville?" I said, "I don't have any competition." I said, "I don't have any competition." I said, "You want to know why I don't have any competition?" I said, "Because I created this lane
That's
just for
right.
me."
your own lane.
I said, like a friend of mine does barbecue. I wouldn't even remotely think about going over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm over here and I do what I do. And, you know, I would like to think that I'm really good at it, you know, quite honestly. And we have a crowd that follows us, you know, and I think that kind of calms down a lot of the jealousy, a lot of the hate, and all that kind of stuff. Because for me, I don't have any problems helping you. I don't have any problems giving you advice. Now you're going to pay me for it, but I don't have any problems doing that stuff because, you know, later on down the line, you know, we might do some business together. You never know. You just catch more people like that and get more business that way. You know, but Louisville's small, so what happens is everyone thinks that they're competing with each other. And unfortunately, a lot of them are because they haven't really separated themselves.
Created their own lane.
Yeah. And you know, like with us, like, I don't know who follows me here, but
I do.
Well, thank you. For the people that follow me,
You like to eat.
see that? Was that necessary?
It wasn't necessary.
She don't even care. So,
I tell everybody I like to eat, and if you ain't somebody that likes to eat, I'm not the person for you.
that's hilarious.
That's why she's my friend.
But you know what it is? It's like, you know, the one thing when everybody that knows me and knows my company is they know my story. You know, they know the story. And there's people that when they hear, you know, the story of how I got here and the company, then they think to themselves, man, that was me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was me, you know, and then I can relate to them because, you know, I'm not trying to get customers. I'm trying to get clients.
There you
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
a
trying to
difference.
get- I don't want people to just buy from me.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Big
so-
difference.
I like it. Well, what do you think about healing? Because there's so much sickness, right? And then food does so much. And of course, I think the majority of us, we use it for not only nourishment, but entertainment and to feel good and bonding and to create community. But it can also be used to heal.
Sure.
So what have you worked with any, like, you know, diabetic patients or anybody that you've had to bring back to life?
Sure. All right. Well, that's a good, excellent question for me. For bring back the life. I heard her. I tried to keep going. As soon as she said it, I was like, let me just right back at it. I'm just gonna go right just to bring back the life. Lord.
Bring it back to life.
Yeah,
That was
this
dead.
one
I gave him
dude,
this one piece of meat.
He was dead.
I think his name was Lazarus or something.
Baby,
And Jesus said, "Rise, Lazarus," and he did because of my
Because
chicken.
of that chicken.
Girl, she
Praise
crazy.
God.
gave him soursop.
Said, praise God.
No, but you know what it is? Okay, so
Nuts.
let me say this first. I decided to start this business at the absolute worst time. I started this business after I had went down to Mississippi to pick up my father who had Alzheimer's. And so I picked him up and brought him back and moved him into our house. So now I'm a caregiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because I'm a caregiver, I have to learn all the dietary needs of someone who's got Alzheimer's. He had Alzheimer's, diabetes, and several other, and leukemia.
Oh, wow.
So I had to learn all of that while trying to start a business. So that in itself gave me a lot of training. But then I partnered with, I started a 501c3 charity called the Willie Frank Foundation. Willie for my stepfather, or Frank for my father, and Willie for my father's nickname.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, so, and I started that because I wanted to have an outlet for caregivers, because caregivers is kind of a thing where if you have a really giving heart, you ain't never gonna ask nobody to help you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want nobody to have to go through what you went through.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of, you know, maybe get some meals to them and maybe have a crew of people that would go give them a break and all that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, Norton's contacted me about that.
Oh, wow.
So I do a lot of partnering with them on
That's dope.
you know, brain injury. But as far as food, man, do you know that almost 70% of minority Alzheimer's and dementia patients could probably have been avoided if our diet was different. You know, and we don't think about that kind of stuff.
For real? Like what?
Sugar.
Well, sugar. Anything's high in fat.
Oh my God! So like when they say,
Why y'all think I don't eat it?
because I'm so serious.
No,
why you think I don't?
because you act like you don't eat it because I can't gain a pound.
Yeah, she doesn't tell us.
Like, stop eating, it's gonna eat your brain up.
Yeah, she's never told us you're gonna have Alzheimer's.
Who said that?
She's never
She
told us.
knows. She knows.
She knows.
But she knows it's
She's
for herself. She don't give a
gatekeeping.
damn about us.
Yeah, that's what.
Gatekeeping.
She's going to have to
Go ahead and eat it
so
then.
my kids will have to pay her to take care of us.
Why would she act?
It's not
Yeah.
true.
I am so not laughing. Because you know how much I love the cakes.
I know, and I've been telling you for years to stop it.
You didn't tell me why. I bet you if you told people, you won't remember some
gonna
stuff,
eat
don't
your
you?
brain.
Then I would be like, you know what, I sure do. I guess I don't need that cake today.
Go ahead and eat your red velvet then.
Don't do that shit.
I'm sorry. Anywho.
I'm really fired up at her.
So,
Yeah. So there's, from a personal standpoint, I've really adjusted my diet as I've gotten older. But I would say that it's kind of a tough thing for me because, everybody wants everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And unless they tell me, that they want gluten-free or, something like that, something vegetarian or vegan or what have you, then essentially, I'm just going to offer what menus. But, I'm really good at, gluten-free and vegan meals as well. So, yeah.
that's what's up. Do you meal prep or
Do you bake also though? Like, do you give customers an option, like your wedding customers, to do their cake also?
I won't do cakes.
Okay.
There are so many people in the city that are so much better than me.
Okay.
I could do it, but I won't do it the
Understood.
justice, that people, that are better than me. So
Gotcha.
absolutely.
Do what you're best at. I love that.
Absolutely.
That's what everybody should do.
And like he said, now that has created a different lane for another person, for a baker.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I don't know if you saw the set that I built for Harrods Creek. It was they gave me a 2,000 square foot space. Ooh. So I built a courtyard with turf and 3 working fountains, a 5-foot fountain, and then 2 4-foot ones in the back. And then, the trellises that you see in gardens with the vines. I had 2 12-foot ones going that you went to get your food. And then we had crab cakes, a 24-foot grazing table. I had a 6-foot high ice sculpture with crab claws, shrimp, salmon, and then when you went around,
I missed
Harrods Creek, why didn't you invite us?
I had a ticket and I couldn't even.
You
make it.
did?
Yeah.
You're a bum.
yeah. And so the what I'm getting at, because I think I ended up doing 15 or 16 different hors d'oeuvres. We had lamb meatballs, barbecue, Asian, and then I had pulled pork sliders, pulled chicken, and then traditional sliders. I had banana pudding, micro desserts.
Do you make it?
Yes.
Okay, now, do
chocolate
you do
mousse
instant
cheesecake.
pudding or do you make like a
Make-
Girl,
pudding?
did you
make
really
my own
ask?
pudding.
Girl, you shouldn't ask
Yeah.
him.
No.
He is a world-renowned chef.
I know it, but people, chefs,
Sure.
they
Chefs take
say
shortcuts?
They
Yeah,
use
they do.
banana pudding and they use instant banana pudding. It's the color of this right here, and that's not right.
Sure. If it's too yellow, I know that they've probably put some food coloring.
Yeah.
What'd you say? That's not right.
But, yeah.
Or use it
But,
out of a box.
but the point
Yeah.
is, when we were talking about opportunities, the young lady that built the set for me has never done anything like that. She
Really?
was a decorator, but she's never done anything like that. For the most part, all she's ever done is centerpieces on tables.
Okay.
And I told her, I said, I got this vision of what, this big thing that I want to do. And Harrods Creek is kind of letting me do whatever I want. And I said, I want you to do it. And she was like, I don't think I can do it. And I said, number one, don't ever say that again.
Right.
Don't ever say that, I said, number two, I believe you. I said, I'm going to believe in you more than you believe until you believe in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you see the pictures,
I'm gonna go look. That's good.
Unbelievable.
It's on your site.
I was just going to
I
ask
love
you
it.
if you do that yourself, but you have the vision and someone else
Yeah, and you know,
orchestrates it for
and
you.
that's kind of the thing. See, what happens is when you have to
Build
you have
a
to put
team.
people in places where they can win. You know, like a lot of times, what I'll do is, like, I got a girl that works for me. She doesn't have any culinary training, and I showed her how to work with toothpicks and tweezers to make micro desserts and micro hors d'oeuvres. I had an hors d'oeuvre one time that was 2 inches tall and 2 inches wide. I mean, tiny, tiny.
Right.
In that dessert, it
That's what
had.
we can do. Maybe we won't get dementia if we eat micro
You'll
desserts.
still get it.
We're going to get back to the sugar thing, because how do people get
We'll
the
get
sugar
back to
fix?
it. So the dessert or the hors d'oeuvre had caviar, capers, creme fraiche, small reeds of dill, all in this little space, because I showed her how to make it, and then I said, I want you to make 80 of them look just like that. Now she's my hors d'oeuvre person.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for
Look,
me,
you're training people
Yeah.
and giving people probably just skills they didn't even know they
Yes,
had or
skills.
things that they could
Yeah,
do and
that's
creating
dope.
opportunities.
people will stay with you if you put them in a space, because like what I'll do is once I train somebody,
They own it, right?
yeah, they're on it because they know that that's what they're supposed to do. And then when I get somebody new, the way that you keep them and maintain their self-esteem and their confidence is you go, hey, I got somebody new. You know those desserts, I need you to teach them how to do it because you do it better than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you get that kind of confidence to them, they know, well, Chef Mike is dependent on me and because I can do it, you know.
Right.
And so now, you know, we've got plenty of people. We've got a lot of my employees are in kitchens right now. You know,
How many people do you work for KMS right now?
I have a consistent 10, and then I have some employees that, you know, I just use.
Yeah.
When
Or
you're
if
busy.
needed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So Chef Michael, I don't know if you ever do like liquor and alcohol infused foods, but when we are alcohol infused and our drinks get low,
What is wrong?
we like to do
don't know.
what we like to call ask the Thauntie. And so typically people will send us questions or they'll send us a topic they want our Thaunties' opinions about. But
Sure.
today we're going to put you in the hot seat.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure.
All right, cool. So listen. So as Kabika said, I'm getting married in 2025. And so like I really want my theme to be whiskey and wings. But I'm kind of lightweight, kind of bougie a little bit. So what would you prepare for me so that my bougie ass friends can enjoy my reception and we have good food, but still do my whiskey and wings?
Whiskey and wings. Okay. What I would probably do, quite honestly, is I would probably on your tables. We'll start with that first. On your tables, I would probably make your centerpieces with some whiskey bottles.
Oh, I got plenty.
Yeah, empty. Okay. How did I know that? Yeah.
How did I know that? Right, because the whole world knows.
You know, and then if you're talking about wings, what I would probably do, quite honestly, is I would probably set up a buffet. So like when you walk into the food area, there would be like what would look like a fire pit with rotisserie chickens on it. You know what I'm saying? And then under that, we would have it maybe lined with some Jim Beam bottles or something like that. And you can see the fire kind of licking up behind the bottles. And I'd have the fake wood around it. So that'd be kind of your centerpiece.
Yeah.
And then we'll have on the side, and if it's, what time of year are you getting married?
I got married in the spring before. So this time
Fall.
I might do fall.
Give me some time
So we'll-
to make it work.
First of all, can we
Oh yeah,
find someone?
2025 is a long time. It might be fall.
Okay,
Probably
so we'll
got to be
probably
fall.
Sure,
have,
it's going to be winter.
we'll probably have,
Don't hate.
Dead of winter.
we'll probably have some hay bales in front there, you know, to kind of make it, you know, authentic. Yeah, and we'll probably have a long, you know, thing going right up to it. Yeah.
What kind of
That's
food would
so
we have
great.
though? Because we have to have other things than wings and whiskey. So
Sure.
what would we put with it to make it like
Okay. well-
Nice.
Yeah. Well,
And
the
broccoli and
Okay, so
mashed
if you want to, if you want to keep the wings, now what kind of wings are we talking about? Fried or barbecue?
Probably everything.
Yeah, I do like fried wings. That's my favorite. But everybody might not like fried wings.
Okay.
So
The first thing we have to do is we have to kind of set the tone of what's happening.
okay.
All right. So when you're taking your pictures during the cocktail hour,
Yeah.
I'll probably have my servers kind of going around giving out hors d'oeuvres. So we'll
Yeah.
have some past hors d'oeuvres, and we might do like some pulled pork martinis with pulled pork and some slaw, like a broccoli slaw or something
Yeah.
like that. And then once that's over, they can come and sit down, and we'll probably have something at the seats as far as their salads. And I'd probably do some kind of salad with some citrus in it because that's going to help digestion, because we're going to have some.
We'll have the wings. Who
Yeah,
has the
yeah.
fried over the
Yeah.
wall wings, baby?
Right. So, and again,
What is going?
and then the other thing I would probably ask you is,
Okay, so back up. Stop right there. Citrus helps with digestion. Huh. So that's why you should eat it. My granny used to eat grapefruit like every morning. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
And so,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Where's your family from? What part? Are they from Kentucky?
Yes, Western Kentucky.
Okay. Western Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah, not from Louisville.
Not Louisville.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
Okay. All right. So,
Is that what we doing? But you live her.
She did her face like that.
I would just let them know it's country.
So we want to stay, within the state.
Yeah.
As
So
far
get
as
some Newsom's Country Ham. Have you ever had Newsom's Country Ham?
think
Oh
so.
my God! You might not eat pork because a lot of
I
black
do.
men don't.
I know.
Newsom's Country Ham. You got to get it, Princeton, Kentucky.
Okay.
amazing.
What we'll probably do, honestly, is we'll keep it country,
Okay.
but we'll do it a little bit classy.
Yeah. It's me.
So we'll use, for mac and cheese, we won't do macaroni. We'll use penne.
Okay.
We'll do like a 7 cheese baked penne, and if we do some mashed potatoes, we'll probably put maybe some truffles over them, or at least some truffle oil to kind of give it a little bit of an elevated flavor.
Resident.
Now, I generally wouldn't have macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
But if it's your wedding, you want to go all over the top, then we can do that. And then for your veggies, we'll do. We can do something fresh with, say, some asparagus and some potatoes, or just fresh asparagus by itself, spritz with a little bit of lemon.
Yeah.
And what I would probably do is I would probably also have everything served on the buffet in iron skillets.
You know what? Who want to marry me? I'm ready.
What do you think about like green beans, those fresh green beans wrapped up in bacon? You like that?
Green beans, or most of the time you'll see asparagus like
Chef,
that.
but let me tell you this. I will have y'all have a green bean off because Fox,
Yeah. She makes
hey, her green beans, baby, she makes
Okay.
varicot verts. Is that what it's called?
Airy covert.
Erico vert. That's what she makes.
No, I'm not even going
Wait
to
a minute. Say it again.
Erico vert.
All right.
All right.
That's what she makes.
All right.
Yeah, we can have a green bean off
That's it.
because Fox don't play when it comes to them green beans.
You want to know why, Chef?
Why?
Because that's the only green I like.
Really? Do you eat greens?
I do like greens. But I'm not like a Brussels sprout, asparagus, or broccoli type girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I should be, but I'm not.
Well,
I
you like what you like.
Yeah.
Well, my wedding
that's
reception
broccoli,
sounds
huh?
amazing. But you need to ask your question.
So, Chef. Okay, so I have been to a number of high-end restaurants. And sometimes it's notated on the menu that we do not serve well-done steak. And I'm kind of like a steak connoisseur. I really, really, really love steak. Like, I eat steak without steak sauce. Like, I just eat steak, right? And I just don't understand why chefs who can do all things can't make me a steak well done without burning it. Like, I feel like, okay, so I was,
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I'm not going to name any restaurants because I'm not going to do that. But
You said well done.
I said well done.
I'm gonna be sick. I'm feel it coming up.
Oh,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
When I get my steak out and it's still red and I said well done, I'm like, I'm going to be sick. Because I'm not eating anything that looks red like that. Like, seriously red. Like, I want it to be brown like me.
Sure. So you want to know why they won't
Yeah,
do well?
why do chefs refuse? Why do they refuse?
All right, so let's do this first. First thing is that's not blood. It's myoglobin. It's an amino acid. That's what gives the meat its red color. So it's not bloody per se. That's the first thing you gotta know. You're not sitting there eating blood. That's the first thing.
Okay.
The second thing is when you get from medium well on up, you are clearly going to lose flavor. The integrity of the fibers and the proteins are broken down so much that they almost become, you can't even tell the difference between a ribeye, a sirloin, a flank, or a New York strip. They almost all become the same. And so a chef, let me tell you why they say that. They say that because they're, most of them are thinking, I went to school so I could be in here making steaks like Ponderosa. That's what they thinking. You know what I mean? But from a flavor standpoint, the integrity of the height of the flavor is really about medium rare to medium. And even medium well, you could almost still get it. Anything past that is just done. It just, you could take, if I had a plate with several different cuts of meat on several different cuts of steak on it, you cook them well done, you ain't really gonna tell too much of difference. What's your favorite cut of steak?
Ribeye.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. You're starting with the most marbled for the most part, most flavorful. But at the same time, the older that it's funny, the older that I got, the less cooked that I wanted it because I wanted to enjoy the flavor even more. Yeah.
What is that part of the ribeye that is that good part? That's like this part.
That's the eye.
Yes.
Like half round? Is that what it says at the store?
No.
Listen, I went to this restaurant, took T for her 21st birthday, and it was like butcher's choice, right? For the steak, right? It's the butcher's choice, and they didn't tell the price, right? I was like, oh, butcher's choice must be good, so let me order this.
I'll take whatever the butcher thinks.
Whatever the butcher thinks. Well, I got a whole plate full of those pieces of the ribeye, and then I got my check.
Yeah. See, it's of course. Yeah.
I come prepared.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do they charge? Like $25, $26 a pound?
Well, I don't know what it was per pound.
Okay.
I didn't have that many pounds. Maybe it was about 4 or 5 little strips.
So that's called
ounces.
Hey, listen. And my dinner was like, it was like $170.
Oh, Lord.
Just yours?
Yes, ma'am. I said, oh, that's what butcher choice means. I was dying laughing.
Bad
ordering
bougie.
bad, baby.
Bad
When I
and
tell you that
bougie.
that's my favorite part of the ribeye, and every of those,
It's called the spinalis. That's the technical name
Oh,
for it.
that's good enough.
But you know what I'm talking about? That part of the
Yeah.
ribeye, right there, that one part.
I love a ribeye, but
Rib,
my
spinalis,
doctor,
rib cap, whatever.
It's so good. I had all of those
In
pieces. I was
this
so happy.
Thauntie age that I am, my doctor was like, you probably want to switch to sirloin or something leaner. Like if you
Sirloin.
have a steak, and I hate sirloin,
I'm not eating it.
but that ribeye, like my body can't do it no more.
Sure.
Does that happen?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to remember, protein is, or not protein, but steak is dense. It's a higher grade of protein, but it's very, very dense, and it's harder to break down, especially the later in the day, that it gets. Have you all ever heard of Wagyu, Japanese Wagyu?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's just a few chefs in Louisville that really fool with it, and I'm one of them. It's generally about $180 a pound, and I challenge anyone to see if they can chew it 3 times. It literally just disintegrates.
It just melts.
Yeah.
Even on well.
Well, it never usually.
You better not
still
about
on
no
this well
word.
thing.
Wagyu and put it on well.
You put a Wagyu steak on well, you going to jail.
Well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because, and listen, they do serve it at River House.
Okay, yes and no.
Oh, it's not right. It's not real
Okay,
ragu?
so River House serves American Wagyu.
Oh, okay.
What that means is that they've taken usually a red steer, a red Angus steer, and crossbred them with Japanese DNA. So they're still good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not.
Well, you know, the other one I have over at Kobe across the bridge. Kobe.
No, that's real.
That's a real Wagyu. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely real.
Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
Did you have fun with us?
I love it.
We had fun with you too.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. But before we end every week, we always do a listen to your Thauntie.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
You didn't ask him the one question we asked all the chefs.
Ask him, please. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know either.
For a special night for your wifey or your boo, like, I know you don't have a boo because you have a wife.
Right.
But what would you fix to woo your a special one?
When you want her to.
What is that?
Twirl on the
You know what that means.
You know what that means. He said, what is that?
You know.
swirl on a ceiling fan. Just be glad she moved her hands and not other places.
Was she having a seizure or what?
Idiot.
Oh my God. What are we going to do with him?
No, she's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to make her favorite things. So we'll start off with a bread course, which will be some baguette.
I like the bread. I like the bread too, baby.
What kind of butter you going to give us?
Marsupa. What's it called? Mascarpone. Mascarpone.
He's like, first of all.
Mira sounded Australian. I don't know what that was.
Oh gosh, this seemed too much. How many drinks have you had? We're just
As soon as I've been eating all day. Besides soup. So go ahead.
All right, so we'll do a bread course, and I'll do some EVO, extra virgin olive oil, and I'll crack some pepper, put a little bit of fresh Parmesan, and a little bit of white truffle oil, and shave some truffles into that.
I wish I could eat some bread.
And then we'll go into a salad course, and her favorite salad that I make is my mandarin orange and goat cheese. So I'll make that and put a little bit of goat cheese and some sweet and spicy pecans on that. And then we'll go into the third course, which is my lobster bisque.
What's that?
I do my lobster bisque with a saffron risotto in there as well. And it takes really about a day and a half to make.
Oh, real lobster.
Yeah, real lobster bisque takes about a day. For me, it does anyway. And then I'll probably go into the first main course, which quite honestly will probably be Chilean sea bass. She likes that.
Oh yeah, that right there.
That was fire.
That right there gonna get you some.
Yeah, they gonna get you a little extra.
That right there,
Yeah.
let's go get it.
Yeah,
And the mashed potatoes.
Man.
yeah.
Let's give her this plate. Let's fix it.
And then for the second main course, I'll tell you what she likes. I do.
Is this for the weekend?
Yeah.
Who's eating all over?
Over about now, I'm jealous.
But
Wait a
you know who's
minute.
gonna eat all the food? You.
But you know when we do course menus, like when I
That's
do course
too much.
menus
The
for
bread.
families and stuff like that, I mean, we're talking about 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
don't seem like it though.
Yeah, because everybody's talking half the
You
time.
talking,
Yeah,
going,
yeah,
you
yeah.
let it set, you let it rest.
Yeah, and you try to put a little bit of time in between each course so it
Yeah.
doesn't run behind each
Yeah.
other. So I'll tell you one of her favorite things that I do is a butter aged ribeye. Now, what I do is I get a
you
whole
go.
a whole ribeye.
Figured out how you do it well done.
Ribeye,
Good.
and then I'll put some cheesecloth over it. I'll soak the cheesecloth in some bourbon, wrap the ribeye, and then I'll cover it with butter, with some salted butter, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator, my downstairs refrigerator, for 80 days.
Oh, whoa.
So you got one soaking right now.
No, actually I don't.
I mean, like, how you gonna get this meal together?
Normally I have them all the time.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm about to buy a ribeye, give it to you so you can start
Sure.
soaking it. For the 80 days.
For the holidays.
So let me tell you what happens. During the aging process and the meat starts to age, the pores start to open and the moisture comes out. Well, as the moisture starts coming out, because you've got that cheesecloth, the moisture is now being replaced by the bourbon essence as well as the butter. So after usually I won't go 80. Most time I just go 60. I'll take it out. I'll take the butter off, and then trim it up. And then, listen, when I tell you it tastes like bourbon and butter,
That's two of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Okay, so question. Are you talking refrigeration or are you talking freezing?
Refrigeration.
Refrigerate.
34 to 38 degrees.
And meat can stay good.
Wow,
in the
sounds great.
refrigerator.
34
Yeah.
degrees because your refrigerator is like normally like 40
34
degrees, so it's colder.
Now, this is the thing you got to remember about proteins like that. So the outside will start being encased almost like a rot. Basically, like if you ever see people smoking hams, like the outside is like it's almost the same thing with beef. So you have to trim that off.
Okay.
It's called pellicose.
Okay.
Well, what do you
trim
do with that?
off. You just
Throw it
you can
away.
you can actually use it
Give it
for
to your
soups
dog.
and
I knew
gravy
you
and
could
stuff
do
like
something.
that.
I knew you could use it for something. Black people don't throw nothing away.
Absolutely not.
Maybe not.
And so, then I'll have a butter base on one of those. So what I'll do is I'll get a skillet, an iron skillet, super, super hot, put a little bit of olive oil and some butter and get it smoking hot. And I'll put that steak in there for 90 seconds and then turn it over, okay?
Over the steak.
And when I turn it over, now watch this. You keep yourself together. So when I turn it over, I drop 2 pats of butter in there, some rosemary, and I turn the pan like this. And as the butter is melting and it's frying up the rosemary and the thyme, it's releasing all that into the butter. So I'm just spooning it over the steak for about 2 minutes. Yeah. So then once it's done, which is about 90 seconds, take it out, let it sit for about 5 minutes.
Now, all I want to know is why ain't
I
that
just need mine
affecting your
about 5
brain?
more minutes.
I said, why is that not?
Why did it affect what?
Your brain?
Eating all the butter.
Eating all
Why you don't get eat my sugar?
Why you got your memory for that? That's some bullshit.
I'm sorry about your sweet spoon.
Hey, listen, that was amazing. Like that right there was a whole experience. I'm sure your wife is a happy lady.
Happy.
Happy.
He said,
Well, I'm lucky, and I say that because, I'll say this, to be really, really honest. We protect each other, and she, I'll tell you a quick story. This will be the best story I can come up with.
Yeah.
One time, this was probably like 20 years ago, we got in this really bad argument.
Yeah.
And this is when we was younger, so we got in an argument in front of some friends of ours that were at our house.
Yeah.
Bad argument.
Yeah.
She walks off, goes in the house. We're out on the deck. She walks off, goes in the house. Her friend goes in the house. Her husband is out on the deck with me. I'm steaming mad, He says, man, our wives be tripping. I said, who you talking about? Oh. Yeah, I was like, don't be talking about my wife. I don't care what kind of argument you saw. That's my wife.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, it'll be over in 5 minutes, because we have a philosophy. Ephesians 4:26 says, never go to sleep with anger or wrath. So we don't go to sleep mad at each other.
So we wound up for about a week.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. This is funny too. One time we got in this argument, and I can just say this. So we get in this argument, right? And she's mad at me for something. And I was like, well, I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving. I get in the car. and I'm driving down the road, and I get a text, and it says, this is exactly what it says. It says, when you come back, bring some wings, ninja.
Exactly. Because that's what I am is hungry. And what you are gonna do is come back home.
That's what you are doing is coming back.
Yeah,
that part.
and this is me.
That part. That part.
I text her back.
Okay,
What flavor, punk?
I love it.
But let me tell you what that means in practicality terms. That means that from a business standpoint, she's my manager in the sense that she does all of our on-site management, and she runs a very, very tight ship. My business, quite honestly, is run by a bunch of strong Black women.
I know.
Hey,
That's
trust
right.
Black
To
women,
be
baby.
honest with you,
We out here.
my
You better
assistant
have 'em.
Rachel, she keeps me in line. My wife will be like, "Man, you talking too much. We got work to do."
Yeah.
So, but again, like I said, she's my partner. She's my best friend.
Yeah,
I love it.
We love it.
And I think that was a perfect, because what I was going to tell you is what we do in every episode is a listen to your Thauntie when everybody gets a gem a nugget. But I think you gave yours.
Yeah.
And that was it. It's
Yeah.
just, number one, have some Black women on your team.
Yeah.
Number two, your partner, so what? You have an argument. That's still your boo. That's still
Yeah.
your partner.
My
Shake it off and break some wings. And
Break some
everything's all
wings off.
gravy.
Yeah. Well, let me say this too, because I really want to get this out to people. We every day, all of us have these struggles, things that disappoint us, and things that we go through. I always use a business model for everything. In the sense that every week I'll send out 8 to 10 proposals. And half of them, may get rejected.
Yeah.
My philosophy for everything has always been just keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Just keep it moving.
Forward
Because, if I get rejected 10 times, here's an embarrassing. I had a lady, she rejected one of the one of the proposals that I made. And I was like, oh, it's no problem. I was like, maybe we can do business. Next thing I know, another lady is calling me, telling me that she talked to the lady that rejected. And she was like, he was so nice. I couldn't do business with him, but you called. It was $35,000 gig.
Wow.
So again, like I said, just keep it moving. We all get down, but again, just keep it moving.
Yeah.
It'll come back around. God will make sure of that.
That part.
Yeah.
He'll
What's
make sure
for
of that.
you is for you.
It's for you.
Was that yours?
Absolutely.
What's
That
yours
was
for you?
for me,
I
yeah.
like it.
That's
Fox, what you got?
My favorite thing is just, everything is a choice, right?
Yeah.
So, doing better is a choice. Attitude is a choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Being excellent is a choice. Just always make the best choice for you in your life.
Right.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always make the best choice.
I agree. And so I'll just add on to yours as mine, but in that moment, because your choices might change. And so what the choice you might make today next week you might look back and be like, why did I do it? Make the best choice for you in this season. And that's all you can do. And just pray to the Lord and he'll do the rest. Don't have regrets. Progress. What'd you say?
Forward progress.
Forward progress.
Just keep it moving.
Yeah,
Keep
it's all
moving.
good. And just show gratitude.
Yeah.
And you're going to be straight.
Yeah.
Chef, how can the people follow you on social media?
You can go to Facebook, and we have my chef's page and our business page. You can go to Chef Michael Smith. My name is very common, but there's really, when you put it in, there will only be 2 of them will come up. There'll be a white guy and a black guy. I'm the black
He's
guy.
the black.
So just follow me there, or you can just go to KMS Culinary and Catering on Facebook, and that'll take you wherever you need to go. Or you can go on Instagram, and I think it's Chef Michael underscore KMS
What is Tamika? I
Culinary.
know you know.
Don't do it no more.
And I'm also on TikTok as well.
I love that.
I love it.
So like I said, just give us a call. Like I said, we'd love to just kind of talk about your event and
Yeah.
you know, if you're a caterer and you're looking for some mentorship or
Yeah.
a restaurant,
it.
just give us a call.
And we
you know,
all
or-
need mentors. Don't
That's
have to
right.
be one. Reach
That's
out to one of the
right.
best because he's hitting on something.
And I don't want to say this without verify for you, but should people not be intimidated for costs? Just make sure they consult you to see
Oh,
what.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you know, it really, all of it really depends on the amount of things that we'll have to do. Like I'm doing one right now where we're doing everything from staff training to cost management with the foods to food training. So it just depends on what level of mentorship.
Maybe that's going to
Yeah.
cost you.
Yeah, but the thing is I tell everyone this, you really have to invest in yourself.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? All them days of, you know, I ain't gonna ask him because we in the same city, man. You know, forget all that,
Yeah.
man. You know, if somebody had to help me,
Right.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Somebody had to help me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those days, if you really want to be successful, tap into the people that are being successful.
That are successful.
Yeah, I mean, I got mentors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got mentors.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
and
We
they,
should all have
for as successful as people view me, my mentors, I just be quiet when I'm
Right.
around them. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I think the thing is like, if you really want to be successful,
to that
you know,
next level.
yeah, go to someone who is and just, you know, just show some humility and say, hey, I need some help.
Gain
That's
the
what you gotta do.
knowledge.
Humble
Yeah.
yourself and just
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, y'all know where y'all can find us.
Yeah.
Just go to Google and type in Thaunties.
Auntie.
Type in Thaunties. We will also mentor you, give you the game,
There
baby,
you go.
on life, on love. She been married so many years. Honey, we give you the game on expanding, finding who you are,
There you go.
learning yourself, being who you are. So every Thursday, just tune
Every
in.
Thursday.
Like, subscribe, share. It's free. It don't cost nothing to support us. That right there is enough. But
Right.
until next time.
Bye.